everyone. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we're going to talk about in seventh grade math this year is proportional relationships. So thinking about ratios, rates, circles, and how these things connect. So these words should be something that you're a little bit familiar with because you talked about them in sixth grade, but we're going to go a little bit further with them in our seventh grade work. So in your math notebook, go ahead and find the page that looks just like mine right now with the boxes and the word ratio. You can pause right here if you need a minute to find it. Okay, once you're here, we're going to start with the first box, so the definition of the word ratio. So you can go ahead and click in it. You can hit enter so it goes down from what it said. And it said that we need to type the teacher's definition, and then you're going to put yours in your own words. So the definition for a ratio is it is a comparison of two quantities by division. Oops, I spelled comparison wrong, so I'm going to right click and let's see if it'll give me a fix. Nope. All right, I have to think about it here. Okay, comparison of two quantities by division. So go ahead and add that to your notes. And then it says in here that you need to do the definition in your own words. So you can go ahead and hit enter another time or two, and then go ahead and take a minute to write what that means in your words. Okay, so next thing it says here is that we need to list the characteristics, traits, or qualities of the word. So I'll click in there again, and I'll hit enter. And here's some things hopefully that you remember. I'm going to make a little bit of a list, so I'm going to put a dash, that's by the 0 on your keyboard. And first thing I'm going to say is that we can write one using the word to, T-O. We can use a colon. You have to press shift, it's by the L. Or we can use a line kind of like a fraction. So I made that slash line, which is over by your letter M, a few keys away. The other thing to know about ratios is that it can include fractions. So that's something that makes a ratio different than a fraction. Because in a fraction, the math rules say that it can't say something like 1/4, 1/2. But in a ratio, that's totally allowed. The next thing that it wants us to do here is to list examples of this word and possible synonyms, and we can also add images. So if you want to add an image and all that, that's awesome here. Here's some possible examples. So I'll write them in a couple of ways like we set up there. I can write some number, let's go 2 and TO5. I could hit enter again and go down. I could do, let's say 1/2. So again, I use that slash, that's by the M, colon 4. Or I can do something like 6 and the fraction line and 1. So any of those would be examples of ratios. Non-examples would be writing them in any other way. So if we were going to write something like, instead of 2 to 5, just 25, that doesn't make sense as a ratio because you need to have two quantities that we're comparing. And if we had something like 2 comma 5, that also doesn't make sense because 2 comma 5 is something else. It's an ordered pair that we use there. So that's your basic review of ratios.